As I stand here cleaning out my wallet, which wasn't a whole lot of stuff in there anyway, because I don't do clutter, but just organizing some things, I was thinking about a video I saw earlier today. And the video, I didn't watch all of it, but some of it talked about solving problems. And it said if you can solve people problems, then that's when you start your business. So to have a business that's successful, it should solve some type of problem for people, right? And so I think about the passion that I have behind health and wellness, and I'm consistently and constantly growing and learning even in that aspect. But I watched a YouTube video earlier today, and the YouTube video is about abortion, and it was saying how what did it say? Let me see if I can find it real quick, because I shared it on my Facebook. It said, abortion is never medically necessary. An exclusive interview with Dr. Monique, I can't see the rest of her name, but she's an OBGYN, and she talked about how her training had to go beyond what they initially teach you in school through your training, through your fellowship for just being the OB. And it had to talk about, she had to learn about and educate herself about all natural ways to help women in these different stages of childbirthing, all the things, right? And so I was watching that and I was thinking about that as well. But it made me think of even she had to further educate herself past just what the schooling was. And I feel like that's what I'm doing at this point, educating myself past what schooling taught me. As most of you all know, my name is Toya. I am a nurse practitioner by training. Majority of my time in healthcare has been in the nephrology population, so patients with kidney disease, end-stage renal disease, on dialysis. That's typically where I've been working for the last 14 years, even though I've been a nurse for almost 20 years. Excuse me, where's my water? I didn't bring it downstairs. Okay. So at this point now, my true passion is health and wellness, about being healthy, and just doing the things that promote health and wellness for ourselves, right? And so even in that video I watched with the lady earlier, she was talking about estrogen and caffeine and all the things. And last year, I gave up all alcohol, meaning wine. At this point, I wasn't drinking like liquor, mixed drinks, liquor, that kind of thing. I would only drink wine. And then last year, October, I remember having some wine, and I just remember thinking like, this don't even taste good. It was really like, this don't taste good. Why are you drinking this? Like, And I decided that day, and it was actually October the 20th of 2023, that I decided that I was done. And I had to seek the Lord to help me in that, because it's such a social thing. You go out to dinner, you have some wine, you go sit with your family, your cousins. I'm just speaking for myself. We got a glass of wine, we chopping it up, talking and everything. So it did take some a paradigm shift. It took a mindset change, and it's been a year now, and it's just, I don't even think about it like that. So this morning when I was sitting there listening to her video, I said, I'm going to give up coffee. I remember when I initially started drinking coffee years ago, it was more like an appetite suppressant, because I would not be hungry. So then I wouldn't eat, and then, I helped maintain my weight. And then from there, it just kind of became this whole social thing, and coffee and lattes and this and that. And not that I can't have like a latte, because if you go and get a latte, for the most part, it usually don't have espresso in it, coffee in it. You can add shots of espresso. Some of them come with espresso, but it usually doesn't have espresso. It just depends on the coffee shop you go to. So I've decided today to give up coffee. Whew, right now I'm good, but I know there'll be some mornings when I'm gonna want coffee. And a lot of times I've noticed that I want coffee because it's a habit. It's like I wake up in the morning like, oh, I gotta get coffee. Oh, I gotta get coffee. So then I kind of condition myself to say, make sure you drink your water before you drink coffee, so I got to get my water in first, and then I'll have coffee. But today I just really felt it so strongly inwardly in my spirit, like I need to let this coffee go, because again, I'm on a health and wellness journey, and it's not something necessarily that has happened all overnight. It's been periods of transition. I started back in 2016 when I stopped eating meat. So when I say meat, I'm talking about chicken, turkey, beef, pork. I wasn't a huge beef or pork eater. Pork, I probably would eat some bacon, because ain't nothing like no pork bacon. I don't know. Turkey bacon is okay, but that pork bacon wasn't nothing like it. I did eat chitlins during the holiday time, especially my mom cooked them, but my mom passed in 2014, so that wasn't no big deal for me, because I wasn't cooking them. I eat them, but I ain't cooking them. So I gave up that back in 2016, and then I was just doing the seafood, fish, shrimp, stuff like that. And then I kind of went like full veganism or plant-based, where I wasn't doing any seafood, any animal products at all, and I found that to be very restrictive for me. So what I found that worked best for me was the vegetarian diet. So I don't do any meat, anything like that, but I do still at times eat eggs or cheese, or things that contain dairy products. So like I would have sour cream. So if I go to the one taco place and they got a lot of vegetarian options, plant-based tacos made with mushrooms and stuff like that, but they got regular sour cream, and I want some sour cream on my tacos. But if I'm gonna buy the sour cream, I'm gonna buy the non-dairy sour cream. So stuff like that. So it's been a transition. It hasn't all happened overnight, but it's been over the last 8 years, I guess. Well, yeah, 16 to 4 is 8 years. So my new thing is coffee, y'all. I'm gonna get some juice. My new thing is coffee. Oh Lord. Right now I'm good. I'm good. And I'm gonna be good regardless. But my new thing is coffee. So this is actually watermelon juice. I had bought a watermelon, and it was a huge watermelon. My dad was like, why you buy that big old watermelon? And I found that it was, I think, very ripe, because some parts in the center were kind of, I don't know, the texture was different, like a very ripe watermelon. I didn't like the texture of it, so I ended up juicing it. So I started all this video to say solving people's problems. And the goal for Truluck's eye dehydration and med spa is to actually solve people's problems. But it's got to be a problem that you know you have. Or better yet, prevent a problem. That part. Yeah, so it's got to be a problem that you know you have, because you don't know it's a problem, you don't know it needs to be solved. So here, what is an example I can give? This time of year is flu season. You go to the doctors, they're going to encourage you to get your flu shot. And I'm not telling nobody not to get your flu shot. You ask me, I'll tell you, but that's the decision you have to make for yourself. As for me, I don't do flu shots. And that's the one thing I saw also, not the one thing, but something else I saw that doctor talking about this morning. She said, she was talking about when she was working in the hospital and before she got banned, and she said, oh yeah, I got banned from the hospital because I wouldn't take the COVID shot. And so y'all, I don't know y'all know about me, but I ain't do no COVID vaccine either. It just wasn't for me. I don't do flu shots. I ain't gonna say I never have. I did in years ago, like probably, last time I probably got a flu shot was probably in 2010, 11, something like that. And I remember giving it to my kids. And it's so funny because I would go to the doctors and they would get the flu shot and I would give it to them, but I wasn't getting it. And I had to stop and think, but we be so conditioned to just do what society says do that we're not even thinking about it, right? And so one day I was like, why am I giving it to them, but I'm not giving it for myself? So I stopped them when they were younger from flu shots, and thank God that neither one of my children have ever had the flu, and they're 27 and 21 now, and I've never had the flu. But people have to understand too, the flu vaccine doesn't prevent you from getting the flu. The flu vaccine, they say, is going to lessen your symptoms if you get the flu. So if you come in contact with the flu, you get the flu shot, the vaccine is going to lessen the severity of your symptoms. So what problem can I solve for you? Let's boost your immunity. Let's get you into the clinic. Let's give you IV hydration with immune boosting nutrients and vitamins. Let's give you a Tri-Immune shot, something that's going to boost your immunity. Let's incorporate different things into our diet, our daily living, to boost our immunity so that we don't worry about getting things like that. We don't worry about getting the flu, or if we come in contact with it, our body can do what it needs to do and fight it off. Because that's how God created us. That's how he created our body, to be able to come into contact with something and your immune system fight it off. So that was it. I just wanted to share that with y'all. That's what I was on today. That's it. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.